Hi, good evening everyone. Yeah, good evening Patan, Anushka. So good evening everyone. I'm audible, right? Audible. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay. Okay, so welcome everyone. So if you have any doubt regarding the previous class, let me know so that we can take up the doubts in the beginning part of the class, and then we can start with the uh, start from I think India Myanmar was the last slide that we discussed yesterday, right? Yes, Nishant. We will be taking up answer writing. Okay. Yeah, evolution of India Myanmar. Okay. Okay. First, we'll take up the India Myanmar issue, and then evolution of. Did you write the political landscape of India Myanmar? We had to start from this point, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. So yeah, now tell me the doubts, guys. Uh, okay, repeat. Okay. Avinash. Okay, repeat the India Myanmar one. Okay, see here. Hmm. See, both Myanmar and India were under British rule for a very long duration. So as a reason, both India and Myanmar had a similar socio-economic condition when British left India. So as a reason, so that is the initial part of the Myanmar freedom movement. That is say post freedom. After 1948 itself, India started having a good relation with Myanmar because we had common history as such, so we started having good relation. But however, this is Aung San. So Aung San, you would have known, say if you would have studied some world history part, you would know that this Aung San Suu Kyi, she fought for the freedom from the autocratic rule in Myanmar. So this Aung San's father, so he was one of the key player or say key figure in bringing freedom to Myanmar. So after 1948, he was ruling Myanmar in the sense elected government. That is from 1948 till 1962. This Aung San's father was the head of Myanmar government. But however, the Myanmar government was quite unstable because there was a lot of anti Myanmar activities that was going on, it was not a stable government. Again, from 1962, what happened? This Aung San's father, so Aung San Suu Kyi's father, so Aung San Suu Kyi's father is Aung San. So the military killed Aung San. So and from 1968 till 2010, so one of the longest military rule in South Asia region. So from 1968 till 2010, the military was ruling Myanmar, and in 2010 it was decided that military would give away the power to a democratically elected government. So in 2010 it was decided that the military will be framing a constitution, and from 2010 it took almost 5 years. So into 2015 there was an election in Myanmar. In this election, this Aung San Suu Kyi won the election in 2015. From 2015 till 2021, her party was heading the government. 2015 till 2021, her party was heading the government. But however, In 2021, again there was a military coup. Aung San Suu Kyi was removed, and now we have a military rule. That is from 2021 till the present time, we are having a military rule. Okay, so the Myanmar did not have democracy for a very long time. So only during say 1948 till 1962, there was some amount of democracy, but after that there's no democracy as such. So from 2015 till 2021, yeah, there was democracy, but however, from 2021 we are having military rule in Myanmar. But the good thing is that the military establishment in Myanmar is close to India. The Aung San Suu Kyi and her party is also close to India. There are like no anti-India activity as such. If you consider Maldives, the current Maldives government promotes a lot of anti-India activities. But however, this in Myanmar, even though we have autocratic rule, that is military rule, as well as Aung San Suu Kyi's party, both are friendly to India. And but however, in the recent times, that is after 2013 onwards, the influence of China in Myanmar is growing. So as a reason, the degree of cooperation between India and Myanmar has come down to a certain level. So this is the broad understanding about the evolution of political landscape in Myanmar. Fine. So now let us start with the evolution of India-Myanmar relation. Fine. Evolution of India-Myanmar relation. Apart from this, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Myanmar, even though Myanmar authorities, even though in Myanmar, that is the military authorities are ruling, it is their concern, nothing to do with us. If the military authorities are closer to India, it's good for us. Or say if the democratically elected government is closer to India, it's good for us. See, in Myanmar, if there's a military authority or a military rule, and if this military establishment is closer to India, it's good for us, right? But whereas if you consider Maldives, there it is a democratically elected government. This democratically elected government is going against India. That's a bigger threat. See, we are not US, where we promote democracy, etc. No, not required as such. So we just want the Myanmar to be close to India, and every other country to be a close ally of India. So that's what is needed. What their domestic politics is, it's their headache. So we need not bother about that. No, Avinash, India never faced any military role. See, that's the difference between India vis-a-vis all our country. That's why Nehru is always appreciated. The initial founding fathers of our country is appreciated because we have one of the strongest constitution which caters to everyone's need in this country. And the second one was that the initial leadership of our country was very strong, was determined to uphold the constitutional values. So, but however, if you consider Myanmar, Bangladesh, or say Nepal, so in these regions the diversity is very less. So the diversity is very less, but still there was a military coup. But still, they were not able to frame a good constitution that could cater the needs for every section in the society. But if you consider India's constitution, and being such a large country with highly diverse population, despite being this diversity, we are still united together because one is constitution caters the needs for every section of our society, and second one is the initial leadership has set the bar so high that no one can even think of going against India. That is, the people of India cannot even think of going against India, and the people of India cannot even think of compromising the democratic values in the constitution. So there was a very short duration where the democratic values was constituted. That was during Indira Gandhi's period, emergency regime. But however, after that, the Moraji Desai government brought in the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. So that strengthened the constitution further in such a way that compromising democracy in India, it's very very difficult. So see, Kumari, if they would have invited you to if Myanmar representative would have come to India, then it would have been a good thing. But that doesn't mean that if the Myanmar representative has not come to India, that doesn't mean that we don't have a good relation with Myanmar as such. Okay, there might be some external challenges. Nothing, but it's not that India and Myanmar doesn't have a good relation, and we do maintain a good relationship. In fact, I was surprised. This Maldives president came to India. I was really surprised. Okay, okay. So please write down. Evolution of India-Myanmar relationship. Evolution of India-Myanmar relationship. Okay, so evolution of India-Myanmar relationship. So write down initial period. That is right on. In 1951, both India and Myanmar signed a treaty of friendship. 1951, both nations signed signed treaty of friendship. Treaty of friendship. Treaty of friendship, which focused which focused on strengthening the bilateral economic cooperation, which focused on strengthening strengthening bilateral economic cooperation and taking taking appropriate steps and taking appropriate steps and taking appropriate steps taking appropriate steps taking appropriate steps to regarding the security measures in the region regarding the security measures in the region regarding the security measures in the region regarding the security measures in the region. Right on here, both India and Myanmar were a member of both India and Myanmar were a member of NAM, non-aligned movement, member of non-aligned non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement. So again here, during Nehru's regime, Myanmar was a very close ally. The Aung San Suu Kyi, Aung San is Aung San's father. So Aung San Suu Kyi's father. So Aung San was a contemporary to Nehru. So he was also ideally, his ideology was very much closely aligned with Nehru. In the sense, all this socialism, maintaining neutrality, maintaining neutrality, not engaging with either US or USSR. So ideologically also, Aung San, that is Myanmar, was closely aligned with India. That's the reason why we immediately signed a treaty of friendship in 1951, and then we are having a good economic relation. We had a very good economic relation. with Myanmar in the initial period itself, that is during Nehru. But however, in within Myanmar, there is a lot of political instability. Political instability was that Aung San, that is Aung San Suu Kyi's father. So he did not. He was not considered as a big mass leader as that of Nehru. So as a reason, there was a subtle political instability. That is, people were challenging Aung San. So he was not a very strong leader as such in Myanmar, but however he played a very important role in getting freedom to Myanmar. So this was aspect. Ideologically, he was aligned with Nehru's ideology. So as a reason, in the beginning, in the initial years, we had a close cooperation until 1962. Till 1962, till Aung San was assassinated, we had a close cooperation with yeah, we had a close cooperation with Myanmar. So right on here, next one, next phase, right on. Yeah. So next phase, please, right on. Right on here. Post 1962. Post 1962. Right on. Post 1962. Right on. Post 1962. India. Post. Yeah. Post 1962. Right on. India maintained diplomatic contacts. India maintained. India maintained. India maintained diplomatic ties. India maintained diplomatic ties. India maintained diplomatic ties with Myanmar. With Myanmar. With Myanmar military. With Myanmar military, which was running the government. Which was which was running the Myanmar government. Which was running the Myanmar government. Okay. See, Myanmar as a country is not a well-developed country as such. So it's not a developed country. So from economic perspective, also Myanmar, that is after 1962, India also was facing a lot of issues. That is in 1962 we had China war. Again in 65 we had war with Pakistan. In 1971 we had a war with Pakistan. So as a reason, post 1962, we did not have some great economic engagements with Myanmar as such. But however, after Rajiv Gandhi, so what happened? Rajiv Gandhi, he visited Myanmar. So how Rajiv Gandhi visited China, and then he reformed the complete India-China equation after 1962 war. Similarly, in 1988, Rajiv Gandhi visited Myanmar, and post that, after, see what was if you see the initial pages in your class notes, what did Rajiv Gandhi do? So what was the contribution of Rajiv Gandhi to India's foreign policy? So what is the difference between Rajiv Gandhi's policy vis-a-vis the earlier prime minister's policy? That is Nehru, Sardar Nehru, Shastri, Indira Gandhi, and Morarji Desai's foreign policy. What was the change? So it was Rajiv Gandhi who brought foreign policy and who changed the foreign policy from the economic perspective. So again here, yeah, who? Very good, very good. Economic diplomacy, more economic oriented. Very good, Sakshi. So more economic oriented. So if you consider Rajiv Gandhi, so he after 1988 he visited Myanmar, and he thought that Myanmar is a good is a good opportunity for selling our goods of Northeast to Myanmar. See here, the why Myanmar is important for India is that your Northeast is connected to the mainland only through a small corridor known as Siliveri corridor. So this is your okay. This is your Myanmar. So this is your Northeast. This is Northeast. This is Myanmar. This is Myanmar. So Myanmar plays a very important role for to export northeast goods. So Myanmar is even current Modi government is also doing the same thing. So Myanmar becomes a very important market for the northeastern goods, not the entire India. So, for example, if you have to sell a good from Punjab to all the way to Myanmar, it's a big task and it's challenging. Transportation cost would be very high, where the cost would become less competitive. But however, with Northeast India, Myanmar, we can easily sell our goods of Northeast to Myanmar easily. So in order to develop Northeast, even the current Modi government, when it took up Act East policy, right? So why Act East policy to improve this Northeastern region? So again here, even Rajiv Gandhi also focused on the same angle. So that is engaging with Northeast in order to boost the engaging with Myanmar in order to boost the economic activities in Northeast. So right down here, next one right down. 1988 till 2011. 1988 till 2011. Again from 2011, it is furthermore we increase the economic relation, but however we'll focus on this dimension. So see here, yeah, so write down 1988 till 2011. Post Rajiv Gandhi's visit, post Rajiv Gandhi post Rajiv Gandhi's visit to Myanmar in 1988, India started India started or say India strengthened India strengthened strengthened the economic cooperation economic cooperation economic cooperation with Myanmar economic cooperation with Myanmar economic cooperation with Myanmar. Okay, both next one right on. Both nations implemented various infrastructure projects. Both nations jointly implemented jointly implemented various infra projects that would boost infrastructure project the bilateral bilateral trade to boost the bilateral bilateral trade boost the bilateral trade. Next one right down. Post 2011. So why post 2011 till present times? Post 2011 till present time. See here, post 2011, that is from 2011 onwards, Myanmar kind of got democracy, because Myanmar's the official military rule ended in Myanmar in 2010. After 2011, military conceded defeat and said that we'll have a democratic government. That is, after 2011, things got changed. That is, Myanmar was moving towards democracy. That is from 2011 till present times. Since Myanmar was moving towards democracy, it further strengthened the India-Myanmar relationship. But however, here and there are some issues. One issue is, okay, again here. So right on here, next one point right on. Uh, post 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 2011, Myanmar started. Post 2011, Myanmar started framing new constitution. Started framing new constitution framing new constitution, and establishing establishing democracy. In this phase, this in this phase, in yeah, in this phase, the bilateral relation, the bilateral, the bilateral relation further strengthened. Bilateral relation further strengthened. Bilateral relation further strengthened. Okay, that is after, please see here, after 2015 onwards, we had a very good relation with the democratically elected government in Myanmar. The democratically elected government was established in 2015. So we had a very good bilateral relation with the democratically elected government post 2015 also. And again here, but however, there are some issues, and it's not some big concern as such. So one issue is that when we take up the divergence of interest, we'll see to it. But however, in this period, that is post 2011 onwards, there are some concerns between India and Myanmar. It's not some big concern. So what are this concern? One concern is that, see here, this is India Myanmar border. Okay, this is your northeast. This is India Myanmar border. If you see this India Myanmar border, it is not a plain region, it's a hilly area. Which mountain range passes here? Which mountain range? What is the mountain range here along the borders? India Myanmar border, what is that mountain range that passes along the border, India Myanmar border? Can someone tell? Yes, Purvanchal. Very good. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Broadly, Himalayan, Purvanchal. Yes. So this Purvanchal mountain range passes between India and Myanmar, and because of the hilly terrain, it's very difficult to please understand what is the broad issue between India and Myanmar. I'll just summarize, and then we take up the divergence of interest. We'll see to it. So what's happening is that after 2011 onwards, we are not getting a proper cooperation from Myanmar regarding the drug issue. So Myanmar has a lot of illegal drug cultivation, like how Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran has a lot of illegal drug cultivation. Similarly, in Myanmar, there's a lot of illegal drug cultivation. And again, the border between India and Myanmar is highly porous because of Purvanchal. It's not possible for us to put fencing along the border. And also multiple rivers crosses in this region, so it's not possible to have a proper fencing. As a reason, the border is porous. So because of this, the illegal drugs from Myanmar is entering into India. And in some occasions, Myanmar is not coordinating or say supporting India, because when any illegal drug comes into Indian officials, if they find out, these people, they escape into Myanmar. If they escape into Myanmar government should catch them and hand it over to us. But Myanmar government is not doing that. So there was one big incident that became an international news. So that was what happened in 2016, was that, again here, the relation between India and Myanmar is very cordial, but on and off some big issue emerges. But apart from that, India and Myanmar are very good friends. Even today, we are very good friends. It's not like you cannot compare Myanmar with say Pakistan or say Afghanistan as such. Myanmar is a close ally of India. But however, some issues do arise. One issue was that in 2016, in 2016, what happened was that, see, all this from Myanmar, the illegal weapons and illegal drugs enter into India. So and if Indian forces catches them, these people would go into Myanmar, because Indian forces will not have jurisdiction in Myanmar. So this was happening. Indian government was requesting Myanmar to arrest those people who are sending illegal drugs and weapons to India. But however, the Myanmar government, they did not listen to, or say, take India's request. So as a reason, what happened on one fine day in 20 yeah on one fine day in 2016, and it is considered as not so good act by India at the international standards also. So what happened was that Indian forces chased the people who were doing in these illegal activities. Indian forces entered Myanmar people, and the Myanmar region. They neutralized them, and Indian forces came back here. So again, it is a violation of Myanmar's sovereignty. So without Myanmar's permission, Indian forces entered into India in 2016. So this is known as uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is not open border as such, Sakshi. It's not open border policy means you need not require visa. That is open border policy. It is a porous border. Yeah, it is a porous border. So again here, it's not possible to have a bound to have a proper fencing. It's a porous border. So Indian army went into Myanmar without the permission of Myanmar government, and then they neutralized the people who were indulging in these illegal activities, and they came back to India. So Indian forces came back to India. So this became a big international news, because Indian civilians entering into Myanmar illegally, that is one thing. So if any civilian enters into another country illegally, that's one thing. But however, if the military forces enters into another country without the permission, then it is a breach of the sovereignty of Myanmar. So it become an international news. So in 2016, for a very short duration, the India-Myanmar relationship had some strains, but however, later on it recovered. And again, now, even now, on and off, sometimes we do have some frictions between India and Myanmar, because Myanmar has participated in Belt and Road Initiative project. So because Myanmar has participated in Belt and Road Initiative project, Myanmar is getting a lot of funds from China. So recently it was found out that there is one airport here. So this is Myanmar. There is one airport that is very close to India, this in this region, one airport in Myanmar, which is having airport that was constructed by China under Belt and Road Initiative project. In this airport, China has installed military radars. So this military radars are used to contact and trace the fighter jets, or that is a military aircrafts. In civilian airports, this military radars are not needed. But however, through satellite images, we got to know that one airport that is being constructed very close to India, who is constructing? China is constructing. In this airport, military radars have been installed. Through satellite images, we got to know. And when we asked Myanmar, Myanmar did not give a convincing reply. So all the newspapers were stating that even Myanmar government also had no proper idea regarding what purpose the radars are being installed, because it was completely controlled by China. So this, on and off, there are some issues, some frictions that gets created between India and Myanmar. But however, Myanmar is a good friend of India, and Myanmar is a key player in India's Act East policy. So, if India has to engage with the Southeast Asian region, or the Southeast Asian countries that will be taking up next, so it is via Myanmar only. So, Myanmar is the gateway to Southeast Asia. So, if you have to go to Thailand, so it is via Myanmar. If you have to go to Laos, it is via Myanmar. So again, if India has to trade with Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, etc., Myanmar is the gateway. So it's not that Myanmar is an enemy country as such. On and off, there are some frictions, but apart from that, we don't have any great frictions as such. Fine. Okay, so right down here, between 2015, yeah, 2015 till present times. 2015, 20 present time. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. There's something. Let us speak on the basis of current affairs, because your international relation questions are completely based on current affairs. Okay. Earlier, there was a concept called as free. Yeah, earlier there was a concept called as a free movement regime, FRM. So what is this FRM? Now it is removed. So it has been scrapped. Indian government is not following this free movement regime. So what is this free movement regime is that 16 kilometers along the border, 16 kilometers this side and 16 kilometers that side along the border, without visa, people could travel. So 16 kilometers along the border without visa, people could travel. That was called as a free movement regime. Now it is no more there. Fine. So now it is no more there. So why government of India did was that this northeast region is a tribal belt. So tribal belt, and again here on the other side also we have the same tribe. Say here, if you consider Nagas over here, on the other side of the border also Nagas are there. They are closely related and tribal culture. So see, when was this border demarcated? This border was demarcated in 1947. So again, before that, the tribal culture was spread, and Myanmar and India were under the same British India. So there was no strong, or say there was no clear demarcation along the border. Also, even during British India, people from in northeast were going to Myanmar, and people from Myanmar were coming to northeast, because both were under British Empire. It was after India's independence this got separated. But however, the tribal culture are similar. They say the few say if you consider Naga, one family, that is Naga's family, that is there in India, they will have their relatives in Myanmar also. So as a reason, government of India allowed this free movement regime, FRM, FMR, free movement regime, 16 kilometers along the borders. But however, 16 kilometers this side and 16 kilometers that side. But now it is scrapped. Yeah, without visa, without visa. Yes. It is. Okay, fine. So right down here, post that's 2015 to the present times. Just write down frictions. Frictions. One is in 20. Yeah, right down here in 2016. In 2016, Indian forces. Indian forces entered entered Myanmar. Entered Myanmar. Entered Myanmar. Indian forces entered Myanmar to neutralize. Indian forces entered Myanmar to neutralize neutralize the elements who were indulging in to neutralize the elements who were promoting insurgency insurgency and illegal drugs in illegal drugs in northeast India. Illegal drugs in northeast India. Fine. So this is known as hot pursuit. So this is hot pursuit. We have also had a question in 2016. It became an international news. See, civilians illegally entering into another country, that is ठीक है, to a certain level it's acceptable, but forces, military forces, without the permission of the country, if they enter, it is considered as breach of sovereignty. Say if assume that US soldiers all of a sudden without India's permission they enter into India's land, and they conduct an operation and they go back. Then what's the role of India's forces it clearly indicates that we are not respecting the sovereignty of India. So this happened in 2016, but however, this became an international news. So we had some issues with Myanmar, so it created some friction. It was not a very long-lasting one. And the next one, right out. And the next one, right out. Yeah, next one, right out. Next friction is Myanmar. Myanmar participating in BRI. We'll see to it in detail, but however, after 2015, these are the frictions. But however, we still have a very close relation with Myanmar. Right? So in the last line, lie down. In the last line, so write down. Myanmar is a key player. Myanmar is a key player for India's Act East policy. For India's Act East policy. Act East policy. For India's Act East policy. India's Act East policy. Okay. So now let us see what is the convergence of interest between India and Myanmar. So write down here convergence of interest between India and Myanmar. Convergence of interest between India and Myanmar. See, both Myanmar and India are an emerging economy. In the sense, we both are a developing economy. So, if we strengthen the bilateral trades, that is, if Myanmar is able to sell their goods and services to India, and if India is able to sell our goods and services to Myanmar, it's going to benefit both the parties. So, this is the big convergence of interest. Convergence of interest. First convergence of interest is, so write down here. Strengthening economic cooperation. First convergence of interest is strengthening economic cooperation. Strengthening economic cooperation. Strengthening economic cooperation. Strengthening economic cooperation. Okay. Bilateral trade and investment. Right on here. Bilateral next to it. Right on. Bilateral trade and investment. Bilateral trade and investment. Bilateral trade and investment will will benefit both nations. Will benefit both nations. Will benefit both nations. So write down here. To, next line to boost bilateral economic cooperation. To boost bilateral economic cooperation. To boost bilateral economic cooperation. Both India and Myanmar have started. Both India and Myanmar have started multiple multiple infrastructure multiple infrastructure multiple infra that are jointly implemented jointly implemented that are jointly implemented Example Kaladan multimodal project. Example Kaladan multimodal project. Kaladan multimodal project. Example Kaladan multimodal project. So what is the meaning of what is the meaning of multimodal? What is the meaning of multimodal? Multiple modes of transportation is known as multimodal transportation. So this Kaladan multimodal project, so next to it write down Kaladan multimodal project. It's a connectivity project Caledon Multimodal Project is a connectivity project, connectivity project that implements. It's a connectivity project that that increases the trade between northeast, that increases the trade that increases that increases the trade between northeast India and Myanmar, between northeast India and Myanmar mainly, between northeast India and Myanmar mainly, northeast India and Myanmar mainly. Okay, so this Myanmar Canada multimodal project. So in this one, see here, starting from Aizwal. So yeah, starting from Aizwal. So here we have a road. From here we have water. So this is your Kaladan River. So this Kaladan multimodal project. So one it moves. That is the goods can travel via road. That is starting from Aizwal. So there's a roadways and then there's also waterways. So that's the reason why it's called as a multimodal project. It is not just it's not just a highway network. So along with highway there's also that is internal waterways are also there. So that's the reason why it's called as a Canada multimodal project. And the next one, right on, trilateral highway. So IMT trilateral highway, IMT trilateral highway, IMT trilateral highway. Is India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway. Next example is India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway to to boost trade, tourism, and cultural exchange, cultural exchange among among the nations, among the three nations, among the three nations. Yeah. Okay. Another example is construction of, another example, right on, construction of power grids between India, Myanmar, and Thailand. Construction of power grid, construction of construction of power grid, power grid, power grid between India, Myanmar, and Thailand. IMT between India, Myanmar, and Thailand to control the energy crisis. To control the energy crisis. To control the energy crisis. Energy crisis in the region. Okay, so whatever we saw now is from the economic dimension. So economic dimension, and that is both India and Myanmar are on the same page. Now come to the counter-terrorism. Even in counter-terrorism, yeah, even in counter-terrorism, we are on the same page because see here, this is your Northeast India. So again, so in Northeast India, there's a lot of insurgency that's going on. Nowadays it has control, but however, still we have insurgency in Northeast. At the same, similarly, your Myanmar is also suffering. This is Myanmar. Your Myanmar is also suffering insurgency issues in North, in Myanmar region. So the insurgency is not just affecting India. This insurgency is also affecting Myanmar as such. The usage of illegal weapons, illegal drugs, human trafficking, etc. It's also compromise. It's also affecting the internal security of Myanmar. So both India and Myanmar wants to control the insurgency activities because it is hampering both the country. It is hampering the internal security of India as well as the internal security of Myanmar. So both India and Myanmar are on the same page to control the insurgency activities in this region. So right on here, the insurgency, the insurgency, the insurgency activities, the insurgency in the insurgency in northeast region, northeast region, northeast region, and in Myanmar causes internal security issues in both countries. Security causes internal security issues in both nations. Joint military exercise, both both India and Myanmar take up joint counter-terrorism operation. Both India and Myanmar take joint counter-terrorism joint counter-terrorism counter-terrorism operations joint counter-terrorism operations to control insurgency to control insurgency to control insurgency. Fine. And the next convergence of interest is, see here, there's something called as a golden triangle. So what you saw in Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan, that is called as a golden crescent. So here in Southeast Asian region, so there's something called as a golden triangle. So this golden triangle is a zone where illegal drugs are cultivated, illegal opiums are cultivated. So this golden triangle, if you consider here, so this is between Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. This is between Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. So right on here, in a small box, right on golden triangle, cultivation of illegal drugs, golden triangle, cultivation of illegal drugs, cultivation of illegal drugs or opium. So this is your opium. So cultivation of illegal drugs in Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. Cultivation of illegal drugs in Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. Okay, so this illegal drugs are cultivated in these three countries, Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos, and because of this illegal drug cultivation, Myanmar is also getting affected. So Myanmar is also getting affected, and it is in the interest of both the countries, both India and Myanmar wants to stop this. See, though the illegal drugs are cultivated in Myanmar, in order to stop this illegal drug cultivation and this demand for this drug in India, if it is reduced, it will help Myanmar to stop this. See, if you have to stop drug, you have to approach from two sides. That is your demand side and supply side. So, if we have to control drug issue in the region in both India and Myanmar, we should focus on demand side as well as supply side. So, if there is a high demand, if the demand is very high, somehow people will start cultivating this illegal drugs. But if the demand is not there, so the cultivation people will not get any incentive to cultivate drugs. So it is in the interest of both, that is India and Myanmar wants to control drug activities, or say illegal drug trade through joint cooperation. So this is both India and Myanmar wants to control it. So right on here, right on this, both India and Myanmar, both, yeah. Now, have you written this thing, a golden triangle in a, say, a box? Right on, yeah. Now right on here, both India and Myanmar wants to control, both India and Myanmar wants to control the illegal drug sale, the illegal drugs illegal drugs sale and consumption, illegal drug sale and consumption in the region, in the region, in the region, by by controlling controlling demand and supply side, demand and supply side, demand and supply side, demand and supply side of drugs. Okay. Next one, rather, divergence of interest. Divergence of interest. Divergence of interest. Okay, so as of now, there's no big divergence of interest between India and Myanmar. So India and Myanmar are a very good friend. But however, in the recent times, since Myanmar has participated in China's Belt and Road Initiative project, that's the one big divergence of interest. But apart from that, India is investing a lot of money in Myanmar, and Myanmar is a very key ally to India to promote India's Act East policy. There's no big divergence of interest between India and Myanmar as such. One is there's something called as a Rohingya crisis. So, what is this Rohingya crisis? We'll see to it. And the next one is China factor. So, these are the two big divergence of interest. So, again here, so right on here, divergence of interest. First one, right on the Rohingya crisis. Divergence of interest, Rohingya crisis. Okay, so what is this Rohingya crisis? So please see here. Here, if you see the map, so this is Myanmar. This is the southwest of Myanmar. So in this southwest of Myanmar, a section of people are known as Rohingyas. So these people are known as Rohingya people. Fine. So this Rohingya people, they are Muslim. They belong to Islam community. But however, in Myanmar, the dominant community is Buddhism. So what is happening in Myanmar? The dominant community is Buddhism. So what is happening is that, please see here, in this region, the Myanmar government, so they have taken some changes. They have done some changes in the citizenship policies. So because of the changes in the citizenship laws in Myanmar, these Rohingya people have lost their citizenship. Rohingyas are minorities, so they are Muslim minorities in Myanmar. So due to the changes in the citizenship laws in Myanmar, so these guys have, that is these Rohingyas, they have lost citizenship. And again these Rohingyas are one of the poorest sections in Myanmar. So firstly, they are very poor section. Secondly, due to the policy changes, these guys have lost citizenship, and now these people have become stateless. So these people have become stateless. They are completely stateless. If they are stateless, the government will not have any the government will not have any purpose to save them. So as a reason, there's a lot of atrocities that are committed against Rohingyas because they have lost. See, in India, because you are an Indian citizen, there are laws that is there to protect you. The constitution is there to protect you. But if you are not an Indian citizen, very few laws will protect you. It's not that you'll get complete security. The same thing is happening in Myanmar. So these Rohingya guys, these are the minority people and poorest section in Myanmar. So they are a minority section. They lost citizenship due to the policy changes in Myanmar. and because of that they have become stateless. Because they have become stateless, there's no one to protect them, there's no laws that would protect them. So as a reason, there's a lot of atrocities that are committed on these people by the state. It's kind of a state sponsored atrocities. There is a government in itself, they are virtually sponsoring these atrocities against this Rohingyas. So what happened is that, so since they have to face a lot of atrocities, these Rohingya people, they are okay. Garima, explain. Okay, okay. I'll see. Please see here. I'll see. Okay, so everyone focus on the map. So this is Myanmar. Fine. So in the southwest region of Myanmar, the southwest region of Myanmar, this is known as Rakhine province. You need not know this, but just have a basic idea. Rakhine province. In this Rakhine province, a section of people are known as Rohingya people. So these Rohingya people are Muslim. They are a Muslim community, but in Myanmar, it is a majority. The majority community is Buddhism. So the majority community is Buddhism. The minority community is Islam. That is the Rohingyas. Rohingyas are Islam. So this the government is run by the majority community. So the government of Myanmar is run by the majority community. That is Buddhist. So this government, they have changed the policies, government laws such that these guys, that is the Rohingya people, they have lost citizenship of Myanmar. So now they are completely stateless. Since they are stateless, the laws in Myanmar are not protecting them. The laws in India are protecting you mainly because you are an Indian citizen. See, if there's a foreigner in India and if there's an Indian in India, Indian laws will have greater protection on Indians. Fine. Even you have the entire constitution that is protecting you. But whereas for a foreigner, only 5 articles in Indian constitution protects the foreigner. So similarly, when these Rohingya people, they are minorities, they lost citizenship. So there is no proper laws that would protect them, and since they have lost citizenship, there is no social security. The government will not give you proper health care, education, nothing is given because you have lost the citizenship. Because you have lost the citizenship, why should we give? Say for example, if there's a foreigner who is not an Indian, do we give them food? Do we give them ration? No. Are they entitled for right to education? No. Are they entitled for right to employment and Manrega Act? No. All these important rights are for Indians. So when these Myanmaris, so similarly in Myanmar, when these Rohingyas, when they lost the citizenship, they lost all the powers, they lost all the security that they had. So as a reason, there was a lot of atrocities that was committed against these people, Rohingyas. So as a reason, what happened? So they started migrating away from this Rakhine province. So see here, they started migrating away from this Rakhine province. So some of the Rohingyas entered India via Bangladesh. Some of the Rohingyas entered India. So no, we are not. CAA is not for Rohingyas. Amanpreet. Okay, some of the Rohingyas entered India. Fine. So they entered India, and this is creating refugee crisis. So that is government of India is telling that control the Rohingyas entering into India. But however, the Myanmar government is not helping India to control the Rohingya people entering into India. Fine. Yeah, and by the way, CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, uh, uh, will not give them citizenship. So if Rohingyas they enter into India, they will not get the citizenship as per the Citizenship Amendment Act. But however, Citizenship Amendment Act was rolled out to give the citizenship to the religious persecuted minorities. In which country? It is only in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh. Okay, not in Myanmar. But however, worldwide, one of the biggest religious persecuted community is Rohingyas. Fine. Yeah, and this you have to know. Okay, so write down here Rohingya crisis. So write down Rohingya people are the Muslim minorities. Rohingya people are Muslim minorities Muslim minorities in Myanmar, in Myanmar, Myanmar, who lost who lost Myanmar citizenship due to government policy. Who lost Myanmar citizenship due to government policy. Who lost Myanmar citizenship due to government policy. Lost citizenship due to government policy. Citizenship due to government policy, and became stateless, and became stateless. They became stateless in the sense they don't have state, they don't have any identity as such, they lost the citizenship, became stateless. Okay, due to government atrocities on them, due to government atrocities due to government atrocities on them, they are entering into India as refugee. They are entering entering India as a refugee. This is causing refugee crisis in India. This is causing internal security, internal security threats in India. Internal security threats in India. What is okay? Internal security threats in India. Okay, this is the divergence of interest. Okay, why why we not include them in CAA? Okay, why didn't we include these Rohingyas in CAA? Even the government did not answer for this one. Bhimare. Okay. Okay, how will it create internal? See, as I told earlier, refugee crisis is a big threat. Yeah, see, refugees when they come into India, they have lost everything. They have nothing to lose at all. They have lost everything. They are coming into India, most vulnerable section. Since they have lost everything, they could be used as a pawn to attack against anyone. They are the most vulnerable section. They have lost everything, and if India is not able to monitor them, if there is a huge refugee crisis and we are not able to monitor them properly, vested interest can utilize these refugees to attack against India. So that's the reason. Yeah, like what happened in Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. It's a refugee, they have lost everything, they have nothing more to lose. So that's the reason. Okay. So that's why India is a bit cautious regarding the refugee. Okay. Yeah. So next one right now, China factor. So see, Anil, all these things are even not answered by the government of India, man. Okay, why are we allowing refugees from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, not from Myanmar? So there's no answer from government of India side also. Okay. So okay, so right on here, China factor. So Myanmar has participated. Myanmar has participated in China's Belt and Road Initiative project. Myanmar has participated in China's BRI. Myanmar has participated in China's BRI. As a reason, China, as a reason, China is constructing, as a reason, China is constructing infrastructure projects. China is constructing infrastructure projects closer to, China is constructing infrastructure project closer to India-Myanmar border. India Myanmar borders. So near, as I told earlier, near India-Myanmar border, there's one airport China has constructed in Myanmar. So in this airport, the satellite images is showing that China has established military radar systems. So, but in a civilian airport, military radar systems are not needed. China is telling that China is openly telling that that's a civilian civilian airport. But in a civilian airport, satellite images are showing that military radars are being constructed over there. So yeah, fine. Okay, got it. So these are the only two divergence of interest. But apart from that, there's no. Despite despite Myanmar participating in China's Belt and Road Initiative project, we are having parallel projects with Myanmar. That is, Kaladan project, India Myanmar Highland corridor. So it's not that Myanmar has completely shifted towards China. So that is very little divergence of interest. Okay, so fine. Hmm. Okay, next item. Way ahead. Way ahead. Way ahead. Way ahead to resolve divergence of interest. To resolve divergence of interest. Divergence of interest. Way ahead to resolve divergence of interest. First of all, diplomatic engagements. Diplomatic engagements. Okay, diplomatic engagements. Next one, strengthening bilateral economic cooperation. Strengthening bilateral economic cooperation. Strengthening bilateral economic cooperation. Bilateral economic cooperation. Strengthening bilateral economic cooperation. Next one, right? Strengthening bilateral economic cooperation. Next one, third one, increasing people to people contact. 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 Fine. So these are the broad ways through which we can resolve the divergence of interest. Okay. So next, right on, regional grouping. Regional grouping. Yes, yes, yes. Prasad, this is what you have to do, man. So the same thing. How do you resolve the divergence of interest? So these are the ways. So write down. Next topic is regional grouping. Regional grouping. Okay, regional grouping. Yeah, it's a new chapter. Okay, regional grouping. Okay. Okay, so yeah, see here, for the people, I don't see the chat box. We have to deport the refugees to African country. See, yeah, ऐसा ना, if we want to be a Vishwaguru, so we have to take the leadership position, fine. So we cannot tell that we'll deport them to African countries. This will not. It's not a sign of a good leadership. So if we have to be a leader, we need to take efforts to take to control the refugee crisis. Okay, so just see the this thing, that is the statement of Sheikh Hasina. So Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh Prime Minister, regarding refugee crisis. She told that ठीक है, the genuine refugee crisis, but we can share our rotis with them. So for time being, we can share our rotis with them. So this was her answer. मतलब literally she told this. So yeah. So we cannot tell that we'll send them to a different country as such. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So let us start with this regional grouping. So SARC. See, international relation is more about diplomatic approach, not some taking hard stance against anyone. So that's not a good way of dealing regional issues. Fine. Okay. So SARC, South Asian. See, and that's fine, yeah. That's fine, but India should not be doing that. So, see, deporting refugees. See, you can stop the refugees who have come to India, but however, deporting them if that region is not safe, then it doesn't go well properly. So we have to control refugees, but however, if they have come, so we have to be very cautious before deporting them. So that is a thing. Okay, so right on this SARC. Yeah, it's a new topic. It's a new topic, region grouping. Okay, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So please write on this, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Okay, and thus how to think like a diplomat, na? So watch some videos of the current External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, interviews of Jaishankar, and you can also watch interviews of Jaishankar, not mainly the media bites. He gives a lot of very good lectures in various universities. So those videos are available. So you can watch that. You can watch good videos of Shashi Tharoor regarding international relation. Watch good videos of Shivshankar Menon. So the previous NSA, National Security Advisor to the UPA government. So watch his videos, watch Jaishankar's videos. So you will get to know what is India's position and how to tackle these kind of issues. Social media and the regular, even the electronic media as such will not give a clear picture regarding the international relation as such. So either it's on the extreme corners, either you would be saying that we have to deport all the refugees, or either you will say that we have to keep all the refugees because India is very good. No, we have to take a middle path. So all these things, all these ideas, you'll get it by watching the videos of, say, either Jashankar or Shivshankar Menon or Shashi Tharoor, or these kind of people. Yeah, okay. Yeah, real versus real. Okay. Okay. Suhasini Haidar. Yeah, excellent man. See her. She's putting every week she's uploading a video in the Hindu. Suhasini Haidar. So you'll get a real analysis of the India's international relation. So what is actually happening, and yeah, Suhasini Haidar. Okay. And Rajmohan, he doesn't give video as such. He publishes article in Indian Express. Fine. Okay. Okay. So right on. SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Right on this, there are 8 countries. 8 countries. Name them: Afghan, Bangladesh, Afghan, Bangladesh, Afghan, Afghan, Bangladesh. Write this 8 countries. Quick, quick, quick. Afghan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Afghan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Okay, so right on here, quick. So what is the SARC? So SARC is a regional grouping of the South Asian countries. South Asian countries are, so these are the 8 countries, broadly Indian neighbors. So Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. So these are the 8 countries which have come together in order to form a group, and it was mainly for multi-purpose, not just economic purpose as such. So it was this grouping was done for multi-purpose. One is to have economic cooperation. See, again here, when there's a proper grouping, that is all these 8 countries, when they come together, so it would ease the trade. That is, if we have to send any goods to, say, Nepal, Sri Lanka, or Pakistan, Afghanistan, any region, it would be easy. Similarly, if Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, everyone, if they sorry, Maldives, if they have to send the goods to us, it would be easy. So if all the grouping, if all these 8 countries, if they accept on a free trade regime, it would be easy for it would be easy for us to trade. The SARC as a concept was initiated by Bangladesh, not India as such. This concept of SARC was initiated by Bangladesh because it was a multi-purpose grouping. One was for economic, to boost the economic relation between these 8 countries, and second one is to ensure security in this region, in this region, and third one is cultural exchanges. So cultural exchanges, these are the three main factors uh, because of which this SARC group was initiated. The first one is to increase the economic cooperation among the members. Next one is to ensure security and stability in the region through cooperation among the members. And the third one is to promote cultural cooperation or say cultural exchanges among the members. So among the member states or say member countries. So this is the three broad aim of SARC. Fine. And I'll give you a broad idea about SARC, and then you will start writing. See, the SARC was initiated in 1985. That is initiated by Bhutan, Bangladesh. India in SARC. See, look at the dynamics, how things work in SARC. India is a very big country in SARC. It's a very big country in SARC. Population, geographically, it is big in size. Population wise, it is big in size. Your economy wise, it's big in size. And again, so in India, more or less, we have political stability. But however, if you consider all other countries, all the members, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, so in all the other countries, they are small in size, economy is small, geographically are also they are small, and politically unstable, more or less politically unstable. So in all, except India, in all the countries, there have been some or the other civil war, terror attacks, etc., political instability. So this is the overall makeup of SARC. On one side, there are 8 countries. On one side, India is very big, geographically big, economically big, population wise big. On the other side, these remaining 7 countries, geographically small country, economically small, and political instability. In India, more or less, we have political stability. Because of this condition, India has automatically become a leader. India is always seen as a leader in SARC. understood this. So why India is seen as a SARC? On one side, these seven countries politically unstable, very poor economic activities, or say very small economy, and population is also small. On the other side, India politically stable, matlab relatively stable as such, politically stable. Your economy is big, geography it's big. So because of this, India becomes the leader, a virtual leader in SARC. Fine. And again, what's happening in SARC is that India usually makes the rules in the sense, see, at the global level. So when we saw when we're reading the overall political evolution, that is foreign policy evolution, at the global level, US is kind of a leader. So be it in all the international organization, US is kind of a leader. So United Nations, US is seen as a leader. In G20, US is seen as a leader. Wherever US is there, US is seen as a leader. So similarly in SARC, India is seen as a leader. Fine. So this is the broad understanding about SARC. Then now let us further go in detail. So India, it was started in 85, but however, the SARC is for neighboring country, grouping of neighboring country. But however, the SARC, the importance of SARC was started, that is was picked up by Gujarat. So during Gujarat time, so during Gujarat period, so we had Gujarat doctrine, right? So what was Gujarat doctrine focusing on? So what was the crux of Gujarat doctrine? What was the crux of Gujarat doctrine? That is focusing on the neighbors. So which is that group that focuses on a neighborhood? SARC. So it was during Gujarat, though it was started in 1985. It's a Rajiv Gandhi period only. So it was more or less a dormant one. So people were not participating in SARC because during Rajiv Gandhi period, so nothing really happened towards concentrating on the neighborhood. Narsimha Rao period, we focused on Southeast Asia. So that's the reason why we had lookist policy during Narsimha Rao period. Uh, mm, Now Gujarat. So Gujarat period, we focused on neighborhood. So SARC became active during Gujarat period. So after Gujarat, after that, post Gujarat doctrine, SARC became very active. India started participating in SARC. Yes, that is India. India had active participation during Gujarat times, during Vajpayee time also. Again here, Vajpayee was focusing a lot on neighborhood policy. So during Vajpayee also, we had India was actively participating in SARC. Please see here. So focus here, and then Manmohan Singh's regime. So in Manmohan Singh's regime also, that is say from 2004 till 2008. So 2004 till 2008, yeah, we had good participation in SARC. So please see here, uh, again, one thing you have to understand: India is seen as a leader. Fine, India is seen as a leader, and India has a rival. India doesn't have a good relation with Pakistan. So India sees Pakistan as a rival. So if there's a rival, if in a friend group, you assume that you are a leader, and in this gathering, your friend, or say your enemy comes, or say your rival comes into this group, and you are a leader. So will you host that group? Or will you host a party for that group where your rival is going to come? No. So in SARC, India is seen as a leader, and whenever Pakistan does some issues against India, India will not participate in SARC. India doesn't participate in SARC, thinking that because Pakistan is coming there, will not participate. So that is our stance. So even during Manmohan Singh's period from 2004 till 2008, we had good participation. That is, India was actively participating in SAR. After 2008, what happened? Mumbai attack. After Mumbai attack, that is, India did not actively participate in SARC. In the sense, we did not take initiatives in SARC. So see, SARC, what does SARC do? SARC focuses on promoting economic cooperation, promoting security cooperation, cultural exchanges. Say cultural exchanges, in a sense, I'll give you brief ideas. See, SARC has something called a SARC University. SARC University, where students, SARC University is in Delhi. So SARC University is there, SARC Disaster Management Center is there, SARC research centers are there. So again, there are multiple centers are created where people from all these 8 countries, they come and participate. And here it's kind of, India is kind of a leader. India is the one who gives a lot of funding to SARC. So SARC is functioning because of India. So what happened? Mainly because of India. We cannot tell it's completely because of India. It's mainly because of India. And from 2004 to 2008, Manmohan Singh also was focusing on neighborhood, building good relation with neighborhood. So SARC was a good platform where we could engage with all our neighborhood. But in 2008, we had Mumbai attack. Pakistan attacked India. So after 2008, our participation in SARC declined. So what happened now in 2014? In 2014, Modi came into power. So again, he revived SARC. So if you see 2014 and 2015, multiple meetings were conducted in SARC. Even Prime Minister Modi also attended the SARC meeting. So multiple meetings were conducted. Then what happened? So in 2016, Pakistan attacked us again. So in 2016, Pakistan attacked us. So as a reason, what happened? So in 2016, Pakistan attacked us. So we stopped going to SARC at all. So from 2016, SARC is not functioning at all, because in 2016 we told that we'll not attend SARC. So from 2016, SARC is not functioning. There is no meeting of SARC after 2016. So why there is no meeting? Because India is seen as a big leader in SARC, and these other countries, they are very small. So if they, without India, SARC meetings will not have any meaning to it. So it's something like this. So without US, G7 will not have any meaning. So without SARC, without India, SARC will not have any meaning. So after 2016, SARC is not functioning. So this is the broad, yeah, there's a broad overview about SARC. Okay, ठीक है, we'll take a quick break. Please come back by 6:45. It is 6:35 now. So please come back by 6:45. Okay. 6:45, please. ठीक है, 6:39. Okay. Okay. Come back by guys, come back by 6:50. Please come back by 6:50. So yeah, guys. So let us start with SARC. Okay. So quickly write down. यार 6:49 ठीक है. Okay. Okay, so now it's 6:50. Okay. So chalo, start. So SARC. So write down here a brief background. So background of SARC. So write down here. Okay, fine. So write down here history. History of SARC. History of SARC. Okay. So Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Bangladesh promoted the idea of SARC. 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 So next one, established in 1985. Established in 1985. Established in 1985. Fine, established in 1985. So now let us write the objectives and principles of SARC. So what is a broad objective and principle? So write on the broad objectives. So on what, why SARC was formed. So there are three broad objectives. The first objective, please write down here. So the first objective of SARC. So again here statement on the first objective, write down to to increase to increase the economic cooperation economic cooperation among be a bit quick here. Okay, among member states. Among member states. Among member states. Later on at the end of the class we'll be taking up the answer writing session, so that's the reason be a bit quick, so we have to complete a lot today. Fine. And the next one, to increase the economic cooperation among the member countries. And the next one is, yeah, next one is to maintain peace and security in the region. Peace and security. Peace and security in the region through cooperation. In the region through cooperation. Through cooperation. Through cooperation. Third one is promote cultural exchanges. Promote cultural exchanges among member states, member countries, as a member nations, member states, member countries, etc. Promote cultural, that is, promote cultural exchanges among the member states. Fine. So these are the broad objectives of SARC, but how SARC will work on what principles? So now let us focus on the principles of SARC. So right on here is principles of SARC. Quick. So these are the broad. See, the concept of SARC is very simple here, but now that SARC is more or less defunct. So since beginning, SARC has not been a big regional grouping which has benefited all the members, all the 8 members. So even in the beginning, it has not benefited the 8 members. So even today, SARC is almost defunct. SARC is not functioning even today. So we will have a broad understanding. So again here, why SARC was initiated. So the idea of SARC, the grouping, regional grouping was
promoted by Bangladesh. And again here, the main objective was that to increase the economic cooperation. So if there is economic cooperation, it will benefit all the nations. So if all the groups, if all the countries are united, and if they trade in a united manner, and if there is a proper investment, so then what would happen? It would benefit every country. And the second one was to maintain peace and stability in the region through regional cooperation. Third one of the SARC objective is to increase people to people contact or cultural exchanges. See, what's the reason why in every region grouping, or say in every bilateral relation, we focus on people to people contact? So what is the need for having cultural exchanges in SARC? See, it is the people who make up the government. Fine. So if you take up the current government, the current ministers, earlier they were the common man. So now, if the common man has a good relation or a good opinion about the country, if they go into the policy making position, they will have a good relation. And secondly, so if the people have a good opinion on that country, it becomes easy to make a favorable policy with that country. Say for example, in India, the people of India have a good opinion, have a very good opinion over Nepal or say Bhutan, etc. So it becomes very easy for government of India to have a favorable policy to these countries. But however, the general opinion on Pakistan in the recent time, this is happening in the recent times, mind you, this is not earlier, this is happening in the recent times. The general opinion of Indian public on Pakistan is not really great as such. Now, if Indian government has to take some good decisions with Pakistan, or say if Indian government wants to take some bilateral trade discussion with Pakistan, it becomes difficult because the perception on Pakistan among Indian public is not that great. So that's the reason. So in SARC, it was decided that if all the eight countries has to be united, so we should have a good cultural exchanges, we should have a good people to people contact, so then it becomes easy for SARC to operate. So this was the idea. Fine. So now let us see this thing. What are the principles of SARC? So write down here principle. Yeah, principles of SARC. Principles of SARC. So write down here principles of SARC. First one, write down sovereign equality, sovereign equality, sovereign equality, respect territorial integrity, respect territorial integrity, territorial integrity, respect territorial integrity, non-interference, non-interference, non-interference in internal affairs, in internal affairs, non-interference in internal affairs, non-interference in internal affairs. Fine. So this is the broad idea about your SARC. So next, write down next point, write down SARC structure. SARC structure. SARC structure. So how SARC functions? So write down here summit, summit meeting, summit meetings, summit meetings. Fine. Summit meetings where head of the states, summit meeting where head of the states or government, where head of the state or governments, head of the state or the governments meet, head of the state or governments meet to set, meet in order, meet in order, meet in order to set, in order to set the organize SARC's agenda, in order to set the SARC's agenda, SARC's agenda. Fine. Okay, next one right now. Yeah, yeah, next one right now. Councils, councils, councils. Here, Sakshi and others, there's no annual meeting as such, annual summit meeting, nothing, nothing as such, because SARC is kind of a ad hoc entity in the sense, if India wishes, we'll have annual meeting. If India wishes, we'll have bilateral meeting, biannual meeting. There's no fixed summital meeting as such. If you consider G20, if you consider all other matured organization, there is proper frequency of the annual meetings. But however, in SARC, no. From 2016, no annual meeting at all. Even during Manmohan Singh's period, from 2008 till 2016, 2014, no big meetings were conducted. So there's no fixed meeting as such. If India wishes, we'll call, okay, come everyone will have a summit meeting. So then all the countries will participate. There's no fixed as such, no frequency as such. Okay, so right on here, councils. So councils, SARC has multiple councils. SARC has multiple councils. SARC has multiple councils. Multiple councils to multiple councils, focusing on focusing focusing on agriculture, focusing on agriculture, health, trade, etc. And again here, councils, in this councils, the representative of all these 8 countries will come here and discuss on these areas. But however, it's not functioning anymore. So now SARC is not functioning anymore. We don't have any council as of now. So these are the institutional structures of SARC. So next item, right on here, agreements under SARC. Agreements under SARC. Agreements under SARC. Agreements under SARC. Agreements. What are the agreements that all the 8 countries have accepted? Again, here we have just accepted, we have not implemented anything as such. So these are the agreements that the countries have accepted. We have not implemented. See, accepting is different, implementing is different. So two things are there. So right on here, first one, right on agreements under SARC. First one is SAFTA, as South Asian South Asian, South Asia, South Asian Free Trade Agreement. South Asia Free Trade Agreement. Free Trade, South Asia Free Trade Area. Free Trade Area Agreement, SAFTA Agreement. Okay, this is known as SAFTA, SAFTA, SAFTA. South Asian Free Trade Agreement. So what does the South Asian Free Trade Agreement do? It aims to lower the, right on here, it aims to create a free trade area, right on here. It aims aims to create a free trade area, a free trade area, free trade area among member countries, among member states. See, free trade area means I can easily sell my goods in Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, Pakistan, etc. without any tariff. So similarly, Afghanistan can sell their goods in Pakistan, India, Nepal, among all the members, without members nations, without any tariff. They need not pay any tax as such. It's something like this. Karnataka products can be sold in Uttar Pradesh without anyone's permission. So that is called as a free trade. So within India, we have a free trade. I need not product of Karnataka. If I have to sell a product of Karnataka in Uttar Pradesh, I need not take the permission of Uttar Pradesh government. So similarly, that concept is called as a free trade. So the SAFTA SAFTA agreement aimed to implement free trade in among the member states, but however we haven't implemented. Agreement is all the 8 countries accepted that we will do it, we will aim to do it. We don't have anything as of now. So next agreement is, yeah, next agreement, right on, a SARC agreement on electricity energy cooperation. SARC agreement, SARC agreement on energy cooperation, energy cooperation, energy cooperation. It aims, to have energy trade, energy energy trade among member member states. And again here, nothing really happened. Yeah, so this was introduced by PM Modi, so nothing really happened. So SARC framework on energy cooperation, as per this agreement, that is the energy trading of energy should be made easy. That is, if Nepal is generating electricity, that can either trade the electricity, sell the electricity to Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, or whatever the country they wish to. So that is called as your SARC framework agreement on energy cooperation. But this was accepted in 2015, but no one implemented it. So these are the important agreements under SARC. But however, there's nothing really happening in SARC. It's kind of a defunct organization as of now. So now why SARC has become defunct, that we'll understand. So right down here, India is taking all steps to avoid China's entry into SARC, Nilanjana. Okay, so right down here, challenges faced by SARC, challenges for SARC, challenges for SARC. Okay, see, SARC trade agreement, Vishant. So SARC has something called as a SAFTA. Okay, free trade agreement. Okay, SAFTA. Okay, so this SAFTA, as per SAFTA, uh, among these 8 members country, they can trade easily without any government interference. Say, if someone has to sell a Pakistani product or say Afghanistani good in India, they have to pay import tax to Indian government. Okay, fine. So that is import duty, import tax has to be paid. But however, if I have to sell a Karnataka product in Uttar Pradesh, I did not pay any tax to anyone. So there's no import tax as such. So this is free trade. So within India, we have free trade. So SAFTA aimed to create this free trade concept among these 8 member countries. If Nepal has to sell any goods in India, or say if Bangladesh has to sell any goods in India, they can easily sell without government's permission. So if Indians have to sell any goods in Bangladesh without Bangladesh government's permission, or so without paying any tax to Bangladesh, we can sell that goods. So that concept is called as a free trade agreement. Fine. So we wanted to implement free trade agreement. All the countries accepted, but we haven't implemented as of now. No, there's no free trade as such, Ankita. If we have to trade with Afghanistan, we need to pay some import duty to Afghanistan. If Bangladesh has to sell any goods to India, they have to pay some import duty. Similarly, if India has to sell any goods to Bangladesh, we have to pay import duties. Duties are imposed, that is, tax are imposed. Okay, so right on here, challenges faced by SARC. So what are the challenges faced by SARC? So here import duties tax in your economics you'll read, right? Say for example, if this is assume that this is iPhone, so iPhone, if it is being imported from US to India, so India, you have to pay some tax so to the Indian government because you are using US product, so you need to pay some tax, that is called as import duty. So if iPhone, or say take all these luxury cars, BMW, Audi, etc., so all these are manufactured in Germany. So when these manufactured cars they enter into India, when they are brought to India, Indian government imposes import tax on them. Okay, so it's almost say around 100-150 percentage of import tax. Okay, so right on here, challenges faced by SARC. So what are the challenges? What are the main challenges? See, the main challenge that SARC faces is bilateral conflicts. So bilateral conflict, bilateral conflicts influences the functioning of SARC. Influences influences the functioning of SARC. See here, the issue is that see India and Pakistan have bilateral issue. Okay, so these two countries have bilateral issue. Because India and Pakistan have bilateral issue, why should we stop SARC? Isn't it bad? So SARC is a different entity altogether, right? Say it's something like this. There's a meeting. So this is an office meeting, or say this is a meeting among your friends. So there are assume that there are two people who have some conflict. So because of these two people, will you cancel the entire meeting? So this is what has happening in SARC. So in SARC, the bilateral conflict is affecting the functioning of SARC. But SARC is a bigger than the bilateral conflict, right? So SARC, this bilateral conflict is between two countries. Sometimes Pakistan and Afghanistan has bilateral conflict. This bilateral conflict is being reflected in this meeting. So it's something like this. Maybe once you get married, it's if there's a fight between you and your partner, it should not affect the entire family gathering, na? So it's something like this. Got it? And bilateral conflict will is influencing the functioning of SARC. So this is the big challenge. So right on here, example, India Pakistan conflict. Example, India Pakistan conflict. Example, India Pakistan conflict. India Pakistan conflict in 2016 stopped the SARC summit completely. Stopped the SARC summit completely. Stop the SARC summits completely. So there's a very good analysis of SARC vis-a-vis ASEAN. So ASEAN is the grouping of Southeast Asian countries. So ASEAN has 10 members. In SARC, we have 8 members. So in ASEAN, so you can read the articles in very very good articles in Hindu or say Indian Express comparing SARC with ASEAN. So in ASEAN also, the big country is Indonesia. Geographically big country, economically big country, population wise big country. So Indonesia is a big country in ASEAN, but this issue doesn't rise in ASEAN. So that is the bilateral conflicts that it's not seen in the functioning of ASEAN. So the drawback in SARC is that the bilateral conflicts is affecting the functioning of SARC. That's a big challenge that we have in SARC. And the next challenge, right out, next challenge in SARC. So next challenge, please write on here. Next challenge, limited, limited financial, limited financial capacity, capacity among member states, among member states. member states, among member states. Okay, we can in SAR we can have all fancy ideas of constructing railways among all the 8 countries, constructing roadways that would connect all the 8 countries. In order to boost trade, in order to boost economic operation. But do we have money? No, we don't have. So financial capacity is one that is causing hurdle to implement all the SAR policies. So next one. So the SARC agreement was there, right? The energy trade agreement. The energy, if we have all the 8 countries accepted this energy trade agreement, do we have the money to implement the infrastructure? That is infrastructure in the sense the electric lines. Do we have the money to implement the electric lines that would connect all the 8 countries? No. So this is the this is the hurdle. So this is the challenge that we are having. And the next one, right on. Next challenge is regional disparity regional disparities among member states, among member states. And next one is political instability political instability political instability among political instabilities among member states. Okay, so political instability in the sense, say Afghanistan, it's politically unstable. Will they participate in SARC? No. Sri Lanka has till 2009 Sri Lanka was having civil war. Will they actively participate in SARC? No. Yet today, currently Nepal is having political instability. Will they focus on SARC, or will they focus on their domestic politics? So because of political instability, now all the member countries are not able to pay proper attention towards SARC. And the next one, Radon, and the next challenge is geopolitical influence. Geopolitical, geopolitical, geopolitical influence. Right on here. China, geopolitical influence, right on here. China is influencing, China is influencing most of the SARC members, of the most of the SARC members, most of the SARC members, most of the SARC members towards it, most of the SARC members towards it. Most of the SARC members in the sense except Bhutan, except India, remaining all the 6 other members, they have taken everything from China. So towards it. Okay. So these are the broad challenges of SARC. So next one, right on way forward. So right on here, way forward. Way forward. What are the way forward? One is having frequent bilateral ties, frequent meetings, frequent summit summital meetings, summit level meetings to resolve the issues. To resolve the issues. Next one, right on. Okay, if there are frequent summit level issues, if say all the prime ministers and presidents of all this country, if they participate together, they can easily resolve all these bilateral issues, or say if there is any issue. But the thing is that this summit level meetings are not being conducted. So as a reason, it becomes very difficult to overcome to resolve the issues. And the next one, right on. Next one, right on. Promoting, yeah, promoting dedicated channels, dedicated dedicated channels, dedicated channels in SARC, in SARC to resolve bilateral disputes, to resolve bilateral disputes. Okay, so within SARC, there has to be dedicated mechanisms to resolve the bilateral dispute. That is the difference between SARC and ASEAN. In ASEAN, Indonesia is a big player, but this issue doesn't arise in ASEAN. That is, Indonesia doesn't control ASEAN. That is, Indonesia doesn't. If there's Indonesia has any bilateral dispute, or say any country has any bilateral dispute, that doesn't hamper the functioning of ASEAN, because within ASEAN mechanism, within ASEAN framework, there's a proper mechanism that is laid out where if there's any bilateral dispute, that bilateral dispute will be resolved amongst themselves. A proper mechanism is laid out. But whereas in SARC, we don't have that mechanism. So where it is that we need to have a proper dedicated mechanism. Okay, if there is a bilateral dispute, say if India and Pakistan has a dispute, so there has to be proper mechanism that has to be written in SARC itself to resolve this dispute, so that this dispute doesn't come into the functioning of SARC. So this we have to this we have to we should promote this one, that is have a dedicated channels in SARC to resolve the bilateral dispute. Dedicated channels in the sense, it can be if there's a bilateral dispute, finance ministers of two countries should meet together and discuss. This is a dedicated channel. So if there's a bilateral dispute, the army generals of two countries should sit together and discuss. So these are the various dedicated channels are there. Ministry level meetings, army level meetings, national security advisor level meetings. So various bilateral various mechanisms are there that has not been clearly written in SARC. So that we have to promote it. Fine. So next one, right on, increasing, strengthening people to people contact among the members, strengthening people to people contact, strengthening people to people contact among member states. Fourth one, increasing economic, increasing economic cooperation, increasing economic cooperation among member states. Member states. Okay. Okay. So now after 2016 onwards, SARC is not functioning. So there has been no meeting of SARC after 2016. So now let us go to the next grouping. So that is BBIN. So right on here, BBIN. SARC was a regional grouping. So BBIN is a sub-regional grouping. Sub-regional group. BBIN is a sub-regional group. BBIN is a sub-regional group. Okay, so what is BBIN? Bhutan, right on here. Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal. BBIN. Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal. I'll say Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal. Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal. It's a sub-regional group. Sub-regional grouping. Sub-regional grouping. So these SARC has 8 members. See here, please see here. SARC has 8 members. Of these 8 members, SARC was not functioning because of India-Pakistan issue. So we have created a subgroup called as BBIN. So again here, so right on here, BBIN is a subgrouping. So subgrouping, sub-regional grouping. Yeah, BBIN is a sub-regional grouping. Right on here. Write on, please write on. It was formed. So objectives. Yeah, write on here. Objectives. Objectives to promote regional cooperation. That's what Bhimare. It is seen as a group that was created in order to eliminate Pakistan. So apart from Pakistan, we are creating this one. So BWIN. So it's a subgrouping of SARC only. So write on objective. to promote region cooperation, to promote regional cooperation, regional cooperation among member states, among member among member states, among member states, among member states, in areas in areas like trade, transport, in areas like trade, transport, energy, and people to people contact, people or say cultural exchanges, cultural exchanges, fine. So this is the broad objective of bbin. Again, here nothing really happened in bbin at all. So the reason why things doesn't move among the region grouping is that money is one important factor. We can dream to go to moon, ठीक है, मतलब we have literally went to moon, but that's fine. We can dream to create wonderful highways among all these four countries, railway lines among all these four countries, or say among all this region grouping, etc. That is there. But however, money is one important factor. We don't have money to build infrastructures. Because of that, we are not able to interconnect, or say we are not able to trade properly. That's the main reason. So money is a big hindrance in all the grouping. So even in SARC, so the second issue was that finance, we don't have money. So the members did not have money. So similarly in bbin also, so see, all the four countries are aligned together, but however the issue is that we do not have money as such. So write down here the key agreement under bbin, key agreement under bbin, key agreement under bbin. So what are the key agreements under bbin? So the first one is bbin motor vehicle agreement, bbin motor vehicle agreement, MVA, bbin motor vehicle agreement. So first write down bbin motor vehicle agreement, bbin motor vehicle agreement 2015. So it was 2015. So write down here it aimed to aim was free movement of free movement free movement of goods and passenger vehicle, free movement of goods and passenger vehicle among the member states, free movement of goods and passenger, free movement of goods and passenger vehicles among the member states. So there won't be that is removing of the check post, not unnecessarily intervening in the movement of goods or say movement of passenger vehicle. So that was a simple agreement, isn't it simple? So can't these four countries have this one, that is free movement of goods and passenger vehicles among the member states? So this was simple agreement. But however, the problem was that in order to have this free movement, we should have highways. The first thing is that we should have roadways. So that is the issue. So in order to have roadways, we require money. So money is one challenge. So from India's side, money is another challenge, and from Bhutan side, so Bhutan told that if we accept this agreement, we will have to build highways. If we build highways, it's going to destroy our environment. So Bhutan Parliament told that we will not sign the agreement. In the sense, we will not accept the agreement. So this bbin agreement, please see here, bbin agreement, simple concept hai. So it aims to create a free movement of goods and passenger vehicles among these four countries. So among these four countries, we should have a free movement of goods and passengers among passenger vehicles among these four countries. So the challenge is that the actual genuine challenge is we don't have money to construct highways. So this is the plan. So this was the plan. That is the line you're saying. So this is the highways. So the plan was, this is Nepal, this is Bhutan, so this is India, and this is Bangladesh. So under this aim, this red line was the aim to construct highways. So this was the aim to construct highways. So this was the plan of this motor vehicle agreement. That is, we will construct highways, and in this highways there will be free movement. That is, there will not be any hindrance to the movement of goods vehicle and passenger vehicles of all these member states. So this was the agreement. All the four countries accepted. ठीक है, everyone accepted. But the challenge was that challenge was money. So who will give money to construct the highways? All the countries are developing country, so we don't have adequate money. And second one, Bhutan told that we will not support this one, because if we support this agreement, all the goods vehicle will come to Bangladesh, will come to that is, goods vehicle will enter Bhutan and will cause environment damage. And because of this agreement, we'll have to construct a big highways that will cause environment damage. So because of that, Bhutan did not even accept the agreement. So we signed it. Bhutan signed the agreement, but they did not accept the agreement. So this is the case of motor vehicle agreement. So another idealistic agreement was also pitched, but however the details were not shared out to the public. The another idealistic agreement was Bhutan Bibin Rail Agreement. That is, along the roadways we'll also construct railways. So that was another agreement. The aim was that first we will implement this motor vehicle agreement, and then we will implement the Bibin Railway Agreement. Even today we haven't implemented the motor vehicle agreement. Fine. So yeah, high dreams without money. Yeah, true. So it's not, see, having dreams is nothing bad as such. It's good. So it will create some area where, or say, target where we can focus on. So nothing bad in that. So BBN is good. So in future we can move towards this direction. So fine. So right on here. Challenges in BBIN motor vehicle agreement. Challenges. Did you write down BBIN motor vehicle agreement? Details of BBIN motor vehicle agreement. You have written, right? Yeah, okay, fine. Right on. Challenges in BBIN motor vehicle agreement. Challenges in BBIN motor vehicle agreement. Challenges in BBIN motor vehicle agreement. The first one, right on. First challenges: financial, financial lack lack of funds to construct, lack of funds to construct highways to to implement implement the agreement. Next one, right on. Bhutan, Bhutan, Bhutan Parliament Bhutan Parliament did not accept, as it feared environmental damages, environmental damages, environmental damages due to due to highways, highway construction, highway construction, highway construction, and vehicle traffic. Okay, vehicle traffic. So this is the broad challenges of BBIN. So after this, when Bhutan Parliament rejected this, even BBIN is not functioning now as of now. So there's no meetings of BBIN as such. So even BBIN is not functioning now. Fine. So next right on BIMSTEC. Next is BIMSTEC. BIMSTEC. Bay of Bengal Initiative of Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC. Again, here you need not memorize the full form of BIMSTEC. It's known as, you can in the exam also you can write it as BIMSTEC only. BIMSTEC. So right down here, it's a regional grouping. It's a regional grouping, regional grouping, having members, having members, having members. So right down here, having members, having members, namely, write down all the members, having members, namely, India, Nepal, Shruti, Bibin Rail Agreement, it was not disclosed as such what is there in the Bibin Rail Agreement. The aim was that once we implement Bibin Motor Vehicle Agreement, then we will take up the Bibin Rail Agreement. India, no one signed it. In fact, that was just an aim. So what we'll have in Bibin Rail Agreement, that's not known. In fact, no one designed also. The aim was that first let us implement this BBN motor vehicle agreement. Once it is done, then we'll take up the BBN rail agreement. So that there's no formal agreement as such. Right? Okay, so right down here, namely India, Nepal. So write down all the all the countries: India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh. India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand. India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand. Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand. It was established in 1997. It was established in 1997. It was established in 1997. Okay, right on here, objectives, quick. Objectives. First one is, okay, Bhimara is telling the dictating is very, very slow. Feels like a children. Is it, shall I increase the speed? That's fine, right? Okay, fine. See, again here from UPSC perspective, you should be able to write 20 words per minute. Uh, I think I need to increase. Okay. Okay. If you are not able to write 20 words per minute, then you cannot complete the paper. So minimum is 20 words per minute. So try writing. Okay. Okay. So let's increase the speed of the dictation. So chala then, so write down here quick. Promoting regional cooperation. Objective is promoting regional cooperation. Promoting regional cooperation in areas like promoting regional cooperation in areas like trade, trade and investment, trade and investment. Second one, maritime security, trade and investment. Next one is maritime security, maritime security. Next one is connectivity infrastructure. When we tell connectivity infrastructure, it can be roadways, railways, seaports, airports, all those things. Connectivity infrastructure, connectivity infrastructure. The last one is cultural exchanges. Cultural, cultural exchanges, cultural exchanges. cultural exchanges. Right on here, major agreements of BIMSTEC. Again, I'll give a broad overview about BIMSTEC. See, as I know, so SARC is the main regional grouping in the South Asia region. So this BIMSTEC acts. So how India perceives is that, not officially as such. By looking at the India's action, you can know that India is not very serious about BIMSTEC as such. So BIMSTEC was started in 1997. So all these things, BIMSTEC was started after 1997 because Gujarat Doctrine. So Gujarat Doctrine focused on neighborhood first policy. It was started after 1997, and after 1997 till present times, that is, India is really engaging with BIMSTEC when SARC is not functioning. Apart from that, when SARC is properly functioning, we neglect BIMSTEC. So India rarely participates in BIMSTEC. So whenever SARC doesn't function properly, whenever we have issues with India and Pakistan, India becomes active in BIMSTEC. Or else India is kind of a sleeping partner in we should not officially write it as a sleeping partner, but there's no big engagement of India in BIMSTEC when we are active in SARC. When India is active in SARC, we are not active in BIMSTEC. When India is not active in SARC, we are active as in BIMSTEC. So this is what is happening. So BIMSTEC is seen as an alternative to SARC. But however, experts says that we require SARC, we require BIMSTEC also. So we cannot neglect SARC. So BIMSTEC is seen as an alternative to SARC. So that is the only thing. And to be very frank, there's nothing that has really taken place in BIMSTEC. In fact, SARC has SARC University at least. There's nothing for BIMSTEC as such. So everything is on paper. Even the major agreements that we see, again. Nothing concrete over here. So right on here, major agreement. First one is BIMSTEC Free Trade Agreement. BIMSTEC, BIMSTEC, BIMSTEC FTA. FTA is Free Trade Agreement. Start using the word FTA. So now when we take up all the region groupings, so we'll be using the words like FTA, Free Trade Agreement. BIMSTEC FTA, Free Trade Agreement. It aims to create free trade regime. It aims to create, yeah, it aims to create free trade, free trade regime, free trade, a free trade region, free trade region among among member states, among member states, among member states. It was implemented in, see here, all the BIMSTEC FTA was initiated in 2017. When did SARC become defunct? So till 2016, BIMSTEC was kind of a dummy organization. Nothing really happened. Started in 1997 till 2016, no major agreement was signed at all. When SARC was completely defunct after 2016, all the agreements that took place are after 2017 or 2016. So here, this BIMSTEC FTA was initiated in 2017. So SARC became defunct in 2016. So after India-Pakistan issue in 2016, SARC became defunct. So then India started focusing in BIMSTEC. So 2015 was free trade agreement. Did anything happen over here? Nothing. So next one, right on BIMSTEC Motor Vehicle Agreement. BIMSTEC Motor Vehicle Agreement. BIMSTEC MVA Motor Vehicle Agreement. BIMSTEC Motor Vehicle Agreement. So what is BIMSTEC Motor Vehicle Agreement? Again, right on here, free movement of goods and passenger vehicle, free movement of goods and passenger vehicle among free movement of goods and passenger vehicle among member states. Free movement of goods and passenger vehicle among member states. Okay, this was in 2018. So free movement of goods and passenger vehicle among member states. This was in 2018. Again here, nothing really happened. Everyone signed it. All the member states told, yeah, it's a good initiative. Let us sign. Did anyone implement it? No, no one implemented. So what's the reason why we are not able to implement it? So we have multiple challenges. So right on here, challenges of BIMSTEC. So challenges of BIMSTEC. So right on here, challenges of BIMSTEC. What are the challenges? The same challenges that we have with SAP. So first challenge, write down. First challenge, write down. Lack of financial capacity. Lack of financial financial capacity to implement implement the agreements. Implement the agreements. Second one, write down. So we don't have money. So we have told that we'll have a motor vehicle agreement. That is, who will create the highways? No, we don't have money. Second one, write down. Political instability. Political instability. Political instability among member states. Among member states. Third one is geopolitical influence. Geopolitical 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 influence. China is influencing, China factor. So right on here, geopolitical influence. China is influencing most of the member nations. China is influencing most of the member states. China is influencing most of the member states. Fine. So this is the broad idea about BIMSTEC. Fine. So now let us take the next topic. So that is region specific. So India and its neighbor, it is done. So now what we'll do is that region specific. So broadly, see what are the regions that we'll be focusing. One region is South, that is East Asia and South Asia, Southeast Asia region. So that is Asia, Southeast Asia region. Next one is Central Asia. Central Asia. From India's perspective, East Asia and Southeast Asia is important. Central Asia is important. West Asia. Next one is, yeah, Africa. This is Europe. So now, henceforth, if you see the syllabus, India and its neighbor, we will go country wise. Now, region specific. These are not our immediate neighborhood. These are our extended neighbors. So, extended neighbors: Southeast Asia, Central Asia, West Asia, Africa, and Europe. So, we will see these areas from the regional perspective, that is region specific. And after this we will be handling the great powers. The great powers are the two great powers. One is US and the next one is Russia. US and Russia we will go in detail. Fine. So this is the region specific. So let us yeah, now after COVID, this is also not working. That is, BIMSTEC is also not working. The last meeting was in 2019. After that, it's also not functioning at all. Okay, yeah, understood. So here, okay, tomorrow we'll take up this Southeast Asia, are not an issue. So now we'll start with answer writing. So this is one of the answer of your own classmate. Okay, see here, this is one of the answer of your own classmate who has improved a lot. In the sense, if you see here, see, this is forget about the question. What is there in the question? Forget about that. I think it was in the first class. I gave the structure, right? Structure of answer, and I think it was in third or fourth class where I compared the structure of the answer with the topper's copy. Not just one, among all the topper's copy. If you see, the structure is same, and it is not like very difficult to implement the structure. In fact, it's if you see the toppers copy and daily basis, you will get to know that how to write your answer in the proper structure. And again here see, don't unnecessarily overcomplicate answer writing. So answer writing, rather than doing this trial and error approach, rather than randomly writing some answers, please see the topper's copy and try to write it. So why I have selected her copy, no? So, just one statement I told. Please see Shruti Sharma's copy. Shruti Sharma, 2021 topper, rank one. So, with if you compare her handwriting with Shruti Sharma's handwriting, it's more or less the same, similar handwriting. So, I wanted to show you, show all of you that she is your example. So she's your classmate only. So if you see her paper, so see here, this model, this triangle. So example, rather than writing in circle, if you put it in a triangle, it looks good. So this is directly taken from Shruti Sharma's paper. So this approach, see again here, this approach of drawing micro diagrams is directly taken from Shruti Sharma's paper. Isn't forget about what is there, forget about the content that is there in the paper. Forget about that for time being. Look at the structure, look at the presentation. So this copy is exactly same as, looks similar to that of Shruti Sharma's paper. So if it looks similar to that of Shruti Sharma's paper, and then if the content also is of the same level, why will you not clear the paper? So why will you not clear the exam? So, take this year rank one copy, take last year Ishita Kishore's paper, and take Shruti Sharma. Yeah, wow. See, now I have seen almost all the toppers copy. Okay, Shruti Sharma's copy and this year rank two. I don't remember his name. So Shruti Sharma's copy and this year rank two's copy are exceptional. Okay, okay. You can keep these two copies aside. These are like excellent copies. Forget about these two. But apart from this, remaining almost all the toppers copy are similar. Take this year rank one's copy. Take last year Ishita Kishore's copy. So I wanted to show you this one. This is Garima Gamini. I think Gamini Singh or Garima last year. So the reason why I wanted to show you this copy is that she's a first attempter. First attempter. Look at the points how she is writing. So it's exactly same. So look at the structure. Garima, right? Garima. Yeah, not Garima Loya. Garima Loya is last year. I'm talking about Shruti Sharma's batch. Gamini Singla, I believe. So second or third rank. If you are a first attempter, please see her copy, Gamini Singhla's copy. Excellent structure. मतलब you'll really get that confidence that ठीक है यार मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, even I can do this. So that for time being in the initial phase, keep Shruti Sharma's paper and this year's rank two's paper aside for time being. For until your answer writing is not properly fine tuned, for time being keep these two paper aside. But if you haven't started answer writing na, directly open this Gamini Singhla's paper. So see her paper. Literally take printout of her paper and flip the page and see. You'll get to know that by this nothing. I think she is ranked three. There's nothing like extraordinary content, but there's extraordinary structure, extraordinary presentation. I wouldn't call it as an extraordinary presentation as such, but ठीक है, very good presentation. Extraordinary presentation na. So your own classmate, look at the presentation of your classmate. So she has your classmate has extraordinary presentation. Shruti Sharma has extraordinary presentation this year. Rank two. What's his name here? Animesh. Yeah, Animesh. He has extraordinary presentation. Very good presentation. Good and extraordinary presentation. There's a difference. You compare this year rank one and rank two. Rank one has good presentation, good structure. मतलब extraordinary structure. But the presentation is extraordinary in rank two paper. So similarly, Shruti Sharma's copy. So if you take her copy, extraordinary presentation, extraordinary structure. But if you take Gamini Singhla's paper, it's all about structure, extraordinary structure. And the presentation, handwriting is good, handwriting is legible, fair enough, very very nice. But so what I want to tell you is that structure is the most important thing in the paper. So in GS 1 to 3, structuring, you should know. Look at Gamni Singla's paper. Look at the structure of your classmate. So you compare this, your classmate's paper with Shruti Sharma's paper. Like I was actually shell shocked seeing her paper. In the sense, she has literally taken what is there in Shruti Sharma's answer writing structure and copied it. So this is the best thing that you have to do. The big mistake what I did in my initial attempt was that I was not even seeing the topper's copy, and I had created one assumption that acha, this is how mains answer writing should look like. No, after watching Kanish Kataria's interview, he told in this interview that I saw Anudeep sir's copy and I tried to emulate the same thing. Then it struck in my mind that, boss, what am I doing? Why am I not doing this? So if you have to clear this exam, write what the topper is writing. The wheel is already invented. You need not reinvent the wheel again. Not needed. So and again, the wheel is not different for all the toppers. If you see the toppers answer properly, almost all the toppers are writing in the same structure of presentation. ठीक है? Almost everyone's presentation is either good or extraordinary. And the content, just look at the content of rank one. So this year rank one, last year Ishita Kishore paper. What is that extraordinary thing that you are not able to understand? There's nothing extraordinary, right? Only, but if you see, please see here, if you see, the introduction is extraordinary, the conclusion is extraordinary. Apart from that, the body, what they write now, what the toppers write is very mediocre, which even you know. This paper, your classmates paper, see here, her introduction, maybe if it is visible, go through, if it is visible for you, see to it. Or look at her conclusion. Conclusion is with Shashi Tharoor. If it is visible, right? Shashi Tharoor. And compare her conclusion with Ishita Kishore's conclusion. Ishita Kishore last year rank one. If you see Ishita Kishore's paper, her conclusions are this thing. That is quotes. In my batch, Vishaka Yadav was there. So she was one of the highest in GS. So everyone learns from the topper's copy. See, boss, it's very simple. You write like a topper in the sense, forget about what is there in the content, what is there in the body. ठीक है, content is mediocre. That's fine. And again here, please don't argue, boss. I have seen this exam multiple times. Don't argue over here. So the evidence is there with the topper's copy. So the content in the body is extremely mediocre, which you can also write even today. ठीक है? So have a broad understanding in GS1 to be that should be sufficient. But however, intro and conclusion should be good. Your structure should be good. Fine. So and again, answer writing is not some rocket science as such. So this one again, I think yesterday one person sent a wonderful copy. Nishant Agarwal or someone. Good structure. So very good structure. I thought to add his paper, but however, I found her paper to be much more similar to Shruti Sharma's paper. So that's the reason why I added her paper over here. But excellent one. This is how you have to do. There's no rocket science over here. Daily see the topper's copy, try to emulate the same thing. So rather than writing some random question, take up topper's copy, see the question what the topper has written, you write it, you compare yourself. No? So rather than giving to someone, you give for evaluation, that is fine, fair enough, ठीक है. But you compare your answer with the topper's answer, right? So you take up this year's rank one's answer copies, write the same question and see, compare yourself. That will give you a better clarity. That will show you the mirror, because the person who has written in this model has cleared the exam. Are you writing in this fashion? This is what you have to check. And again here, in order to develop answer writing skills, it takes quite a lot of time, provided that you are on the right track. right track, in the sense every day you should be comparing your answers with the answers of topper copy. So if you are not doing that, it will take multiple years also. So multiple years in the sense trial and error attempt. So which I did. Acha, this attempt I'll write like this. I got less marks in mains. Next attempt I'll do something else. Why do you want to do this trial and error attempts in the actual mains exam? Not required, no? So we have the evidence that is toppers copy, not one. Almost all the topper copy are writing in the same manner. तो कुछ तो होगा ना, in this structure there is something that is making them to clear. So you try to write the same structure. So this is simple. So this is what you have to do. Fine. Okay. So fine. Chalo then. So this is what you have to do. So again, toppers copy, don't randomly search for some toppers copy. With respect to your handwriting, with respect to your speed, select the toppers copy. Fine. So if your handwriting is like very small, very small font, you can take up this Huma Harati's paper last year. So her font is very small, so that you can know how she's aligning in the paper, so that you'll be able to fill all the pages. For a 10-mark question you'll have 2 pages, for a 15-mark question you'll have 3 pages, but you have to fill all the 3 pages, so that psychologically the evaluator should get the feeling that banda has written, or say bandi has completed the paper. So if your font is very small and you try to complete the paper, it's going to take a lot of time and you cannot complete all 20 questions. So if your font is small, how to align your answers? See the topper's copy. So if your font is small, you can consider, say, Humarati's paper, or say you can consider Kartikeya Jaiswal. So rank 35, Kartikeya Jaiswal. I think it was in 2021 or something. Yeah, that one. Or say if you're able to write quickly, that is if your writing speed is very fast, you can see this Vishaka Yadav's paper. So Vishaka Yadav, so you can see her paper. This year rank one's copy also. If your handwriting, if your writing speed is mediocre also, you can follow this year rank one's approach. If your writing speed is very slow, if you're not able to write say 100 words, if you're not able to write say around 100 words per for 6 minutes, or 100 120, if your speed is say 100 words for 6 minutes, Kartikeya Jaiswal's model is the best one. So look at how he is using the keywords, look at what are the diagrams that he is using. So this is what you have to do it. Okay, so chalo then, so tomorrow we'll see. Okay, so chalo, so thank you guys, thank you, so good night.